What made me start making videos? I never intended it to go this way. I actually just started building the Land Rover dune buggy I built, which was out of a 1997 Land Rover Discovery. And I started taking photos and then some videos, and thought that I'd make a bit of a keepsake or a memory of what I'd done. And after I was complete, I just thought, I'll upload it to YouTube and store it that way rather than on a hard drive. And so I kept doing that, and I ended up making a video on my Jeep where I made a custom bed layout for the back. And then when I came back to it, it had 20,000 views or something crazy. The video just exploded. And it wasn't crazy intricate, it was just a bed layout, but people loved it. People wanted to know the measurements, and everybody was asking so many details. So I thought, well, if people are interested in the work I do and the videos I make, then I'll start uploading more. What video is my most popular? That's an easy one, the caravan tips and tricks. I made that video after traveling around Australia with my wife and child at the time. And again, I really made that video on the last day before I sold the caravan as a keepsake of all of the customizations and what we'd done and how we lived across that time. And I really wasn't that keen to upload it. It felt a bit personal. I asked my wife and she was keen for it, so I uploaded it, and yeah, that one just went bang as well. I don't know, I think it's up to 70,000 views now. And that video really opened a lot of doors for me into the caravanning world. I started working with Dario Caravans and Regent Caravans and a lot of other manufacturers. If you asked me 10 years ago if I would be making caravanning videos on YouTube in the future, I would have definitely thought not. It was an unusual turn of events, but I couldn't be happier. It's granted us the ability to travel around Australia while working, and it's been so much fun. What videos did I think would be more popular? That's an interesting one, because sometimes I think a video is going to be an absolute flop and it does really well, and other times I expect it to do well and they flop. Two examples of this would be, one is the wind shear for the caravanning, and I wasn't going to post it. I thought it was a bit missing information, or I just felt it was a bit lackluster, and my wife pushed me and said, just post it, and I posted it, and it's a popular video. It gets quite a lot of views. But then on the flip side of that, I made a video in 2019 of Tesla, why to invest into Tesla. Now, no one's watching me for investing advice, but I thought people would find it intriguing. I thought there would be more people interested in the developing world and the things coming up. It got a total of 55 views. But that was also a lesson about audience. My audience primarily want to watch caravanning YouTube videos or custom builds or construction. They're not interested in shares or advice. I've learned a lot of things along the way, like sticking to the subject, but at the same time, I don't want to be stale and only do videos on caravans. I like to do custom things and I like to do unusual things, so I'll forever make a video here and there of doing something different. What are my favorite videos to make? That's an easy one. The custom builds, I like getting my hands dirty. I don't like just standing behind the camera all day. It can be a bit monotonous. I quite like doing the unique builds, like the 20-year-old Land Rover Discovery buggy, or the 20-year-old rebuild of the BMX, the 30-year-old rebuild of the monkey bike, or the 50-year-old rebuild of the mini moke. I really enjoy those. There's a lot more work that goes in behind the scenes, and I can't video all of it and be working at the same time, but I really enjoy making those videos. The scariest videos to make, well, they weren't intended to be scary, but I decided to record my journey into the fires when I was taking supplies into my brother and father on the farm after the fires had passed through. And that was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. I remember just feeling so emotional just because my brain was remapping something I'd seen for the last 20 years, and I know the road off the back of my hand, and my brain was remapping every single thing, and there was just so much. It was the definition of overwhelming, and I'd never experienced that before. The fire itself I didn't find overwhelming. I felt that I was in a safe place. It had already passed through. Everything was already black. We were just putting out spot fires, but just the sheer amount of information my brain was trying to deal with, I was literally almost in tears. Besides that, there was in 2013 when I almost rolled the Jeep into the ocean. Looking back, I laugh at it, but at the time it was a big deal. It was very stressful, and I didn't actually intend on capturing that one. I accidentally left the GoPro running on the dash, so I ended up making a video out of that as well. It was the most expensive purchase I'd ever made. It was brand new, and it almost went into the drink with 1,000 kilometers on it. So that, things change. You get wiser as you get older, and you find that material items really aren't that important. What video surprised me? That would probably be the hitting the caravan with a sledgehammer. That video really surprised me. I thought the fiberglass would show up a lot more damage, I thought they'd be, obviously I expected the fiberglass to be stronger than the sheet metal, but I did not realise how much stronger. And it surprised me how strong it was. I had to increase the height to actually do some damage because the video appeared a bit boring. It was almost not doing anything. That's one that caught me off guard in regards to what I thought I was going to record versus what I ended up having to record. I went in there with such a detailed plan on how it was going to go about it, and it ended up having to change it quite a bit. The hardest day filming. Normally they don't make it onto YouTube. We've had two that I can think of. One was another video at being bogged in Skip Point, which I never even recorded. We pulled up at 4:30 p.m. It was actually the night before the video I did record. We pulled in and we just went straight into the sand. We got bogged and I just was not in the mood. It was late in the afternoon. Everyone was hungry, including myself. It wasn't the time to get stuck and have to work through it. I ended up pulling it out with some max tracks and pulling into the position where we camped for the night, knowing that we would have a hard drive out in the morning. And the hard drive out in the morning is the one that I inevitably made the YouTube video of. Besides that day, there was another day that was a lot harder. Again, we pulled up about 4:30 p.m. We had the choice of just going straight into camp. And I said, no, let's go and camp right down on the river. Terrible idea. I asked the local, I said, can caravans get across to the river there, across those hundreds of metres of sand? And he said, well, yeah, one was down there yesterday. And I think what he neglected to tell me that the one that was there yesterday was 500-600 kilos and mine's 3 tonne. So I ended up giving it a crack. I made it maybe 200 metres into the 400 metre dash and just sunk down. And that was it. There was no moving. We ended up with 2 Nissan Patrols, both V8s, tied to each other, both pulling the caravan with all 8 wheels spinning, all the wheels locked. We couldn't reverse because we were going downhill, so we had to go forward, do a loop, which was about another 200 metres, and then come back the last 200 metres. So that was a painful day. I think we got there at 4:30 p.m. and it took us 2.5 hours. All the kids were screaming because they were hungry. It was just a horrible decision. We were laughing our way through it because it was just so dumb. And I do have a short snippet of video, which was just a keepsake of our terrible day and terrible decision. But for the most part, when I'm in those situations when I'm stuck, upset or angry, I don't think, hey, let's go get the camera and video it. Yes, I was smiling and it was hilarious, but it was just the worst position to be in. It was one of those ones that you learn from your errors. And next time I'd definitely walk that entire 400 stretch to the beach because it was just such a stupid thing to do and it took forever to get out of. But you live and you learn, and it will forever be a great memory. Well, thanks for coming through it with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I look forward to making more of them in the future. Thanks for watching.